Grab a snack and get comfortable, folks, because we're about to start Chapter 9 of my Call of the Armor 0% Growths low turn count playthrough. Chapter 9 is by far the longest clear in this run, both in terms of time spent as well as overall turn count. There is a defend map in this game, but surprisingly, this is not the defend map. The defend map is Chapter 13, but the victory condition of Chapter 9 is to talk to the boss, and the boss does not appear on the map until turn 8. So this here is going to be a nice little 8 turn, which is why I wanted to train Mac to promote here. We want Mac to hit B staves by Chapter 15, and this is just 8 free turns of staff grinding. He promotes to Bishop, which, like in vanilla FE8, gives him base C rank staves, and he's going to be about halfway to B by the time this map is over. That's about the only really interesting thing about preps here. I'm not even sure I should have included them, but you know, just in case you wanted to see my unit get up. Plus, it's fairly optimized. You'll notice later on my inputs get very sloppy, even sloppier than normal, but because, you know, fuck practicing this map. But the first, like the preps and the first, turn or two are very clean in terms of my inputs. I start off here by getting Itoro to C lances. You might have noticed I need that for next map, or at least it's really nice to have for next map, and I went super hard in trying to get it in Chapter 8, so turn 1 of Chapter 9, one side objective already achieved. Yay us. The main side objectives you're going to see me pursuing throughout these 8 turns is, of course, Mac grinding staves, and Lily and Alair still need to promote at some point. Lily needs to promote relatively soon. Alair has until Chapter 15. But, yeah, every turn you're gonna see Lily get a kill, Alair get a kill, and Mac get a mend. Spoilers, I suppose. It is frankly hilarious that despite how threatening a lot of these enemies are, most of my player units here kind of do nothing. Right here, I send Sunwing right into the middle of the ship to weaken 4 enemies. That's pretty nice. The enemies here I mentioned are actually much more threatening than they have been in the previous maps. You might have seen Sunwing had to equip an Iron Blade here. And that's because if I let them use the Steel Blade, while they would have one-shot the pirates, they would have also gotten doubled by them. Or maybe not the pirates, but Sunwing would have gotten doubled by the mercenaries and had a really good chance of death there. And if there's one thing I don't want to do, it's redo this map. So yeah, Iron Blade, and then Kim finishes them off. In a casual run, the first couple turns here are kind of a scramble, which kind of goes inverse for me. The first couple turns are very heavily practiced, but the last few are definitely a scramble, as I try and weaken enemies and get Lily some enemy phase exposure and all that. Shale equips an Iron Axe instead of a Hand Axe because I want the archer to go after him instead of Kim. Kim's gonna obviously finish off those 3 enemies Sunwing targeted, and Sunwing is getting kind of the primary side objective in this map, and that's recruiting, what's her name? Uyama, the female Myrmidon. You might have seen, did it already happen? But one of the enemies, you know, drops a door key, and I don't need it because Sunwing can just rescue Uyama out of the brig. But I need to get Uyama to Kuija, obviously. And, you know, in my first run, I figured I should send Kuija north, but after seeing Toppy's run, I was like, oh yeah, I can just take Uyama south, because the boss spawns in kind of the southern hemisphere of this map. You might have noticed this ship isn't all there is to the map. There's this big landmass that's sort of creeping over the horizon, and that's what Noki and Sunwing are going to do. Here's a really funny missed input. I meant to drop Uyama. Instead, I gave her to Itoro. It doesn't end up mattering, obviously, but I thought it was funny. As for the island that's slowly creeping up on us, obviously you can use flyers to kind of get a head start on conquering the island, and that's how I get it down to 8 turns. But in the sea, there is a ship which fires ballista arrows at flyers they get too close. I suspect the map maker here put in that ballista guy to kind of dissuade players from sending flyers out into the middle of the ocean. But it doesn't stop anyone that's prepared for it. In fact, Sunwing even lives a ballista bolt. I believe they get hit by one. Yeah. Right here I can see Lily and Delay are getting a little bit of enemy face combat because, you know, I want to maximize their experience. Both of them end the map at level 9. Oh, this is where the scrambling starts. I see that Itoro does an exact kill and he misses. Because this is a you know, dangerous turn, you know? The mercenaries, no one doubles them, and they double a lot of my units. The Pegasi are hard to kill without, like, a bow or whatever. And, you know, Mac is the only healer here. I need to get that southernmost Pegasus Knight out of the way, because this is the turn that I need to rescue Kuija and start moving her towards the island that the boss is on. Yeah. I hope the scrambling is entertaining, at least in some small way, and not just, like, annoying, because I do a fair amount of checking enemy ranges and stuff, because a lot of my units get really low despite Mac's best efforts. The enemies here are just, you know, accurate. I didn't feel like rigging dodges, and, you know, scary. Right, Sunwing is going to be the one that's carrying Kuija, and Noki is carrying Hazel. You might have been curious as to why, but that's because there are 3 villages on the island that we can visit, and because I know where all of them are in advance, as long as I get 3 units in position by turn 8, then I can get all 3 of them. All 3 of them are just money. There's a goddess icon, a battle axe, and an elixir. The elixir might be useful, but, like, goddess icon's a lot of money, battle axe is, like, no money, but I can get it, so I will. I'm a bit surprised at how frequently Hazel has been routed out of these clears. He's pretty good. Like, he's about as fast as Luan, and, you know, a second Luan isn't bad. not a bad thing to have, but I could have also substituted him and Philip. Philip also does like nothing here. He's kind of falling off because he no longer doubles. But Uyama, the Myrmidon, she is going to be one of my fastest party members for a while, which is really nice. She's got 5 movement, so obviously her use is limited, but, you know, she doubles where most of my army doesn't, and she has a personal wind edge. You might have seen her use it a couple times here. Targets resistance, and it even has a bit of innate crit, which is nice. Might let her kill a boss or something, we'll have to see. But yeah, other than that, she's just kind of Philip, but for the mid-game. Right. Since there's a lot of nothing happening, I figure I might as well update you all about one minor reroute that I had to do in Chapter 5. You might have remembered I cast Stone on some random mercenary. Turns out I can't do that. Stone is a super important weapon to have in the late game, so I had to go back to Chapter 5 and replay that map so that I didn't use Stone. Stone was a very minor part of that clear, and, you know, that was the only thing that changed about the Chapter 5 clear, so I didn't feel like re-recording it. I put in a comment in the Chapter 5 video saying that I needed to redo it for the Stone use, but, you know, it's just a very minor part. And look forward to seeing what Stone does in the far future. Just something to keep in the back of your mind. Right, one kind of memey little side objective I'm pursuing here is getting Luan to S Dark. Luan gets S Dark like effortlessly, so I don't need to put any effort into it. But I do anyway in this map because there's really nothing else to do. Right, there's that ship, finally going to become relevant. It looks like this is turn 6, so I have one more turn. It hits Sunwing for 20 damage, so I needed to give Sunwing a vulnerary in preps to make sure they could live one. Because I didn't know if they would dodge it or not. They dodged it in one of my practice clears, but I don't think they dodged it in this one. And now, I'm kind of looking around for the safest way to get Alea a kill, and the most, you know, way she's not gonna miss it by using fire. We got fire last map from that pupil I benched, and it's pretty nice when I get to use it, but unfortunately, at this point, Alea is so weak that I kind of need to use Thunder anyway. And now this turn I think is very peak scramble, because I forgot the reinforcements were walk-on, so I couldn't block that archer there by leaving another archer alive just on top of the stairs. And you might have noticed I did a neat little thing, once again with the convoy, because sometimes I don't want Uyama to get kills. Sometimes I want her to, you know, set up kills for usually Alea, so I gave her the Slim Sword. The Wind Edge is, like, really strong. Also, I want to set up kills for more Luan Dark Rank. You know, why not? Matters more than investing in Uyama anyway. And now, Kim vulneraries for what I assume is a really important reason, and definitely not because I didn't know what was coming out of the stairs. But now that we're getting close to the end of this clear, Kim and Lily both need to be right there next to the stairs for when the bridge to the island finally drops, and we need to kill an enemy on the island. Here I'm counting some tiles to make sure I have enough range to drop Kuija so that she can talk to the boss next turn, and the other 3 are in position to grab villages. And now, I remembered that wyvern. I think he might have cost me a reset at some point, but I want a layer to enemy phase that guy, while also getting a kill here. Because of the enemy on the island that we need to kill, Lily cannot get a kill on this turn. The island is still, like, deceptively far away. Well, less the island and more the enemy is very far away. But yeah, Lily ends this map at like 950, and Alair ends this map at like 918, so, you know, I'd say that's mission accomplished. I even got Uyama a couple kills because I like her. Making sure everything's in order so I don't mess up this clear right at the end. And Alair actually misses the wyvern, which is kind of funny. Thankfully, I mean, it kind of sucks, but you know, I can get this kill, and the reason I want this kill is because this guy drops a weapon that I can sell. Yay. And I noticed that the soldier is a higher level, so I get Alair this kill to give her a bit more EXP. And, you know, thankfully, like, I don't think we even have, like, a 4 turn ahead of us after this map. The remaining clears are going to be really exciting, and I hope to see you for them. But this one, nice little breather map, I suppose. We get the last villages here. And I make sure Kuija is in range of the boss so I don't actually have to reset. And that's gonna be Chapter 9 cleared in 8 turns. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you for Chapter 10.